יש כאן טלפון.
Who has the Jackal should ask me? Who has the phone? He has it? Who has it?
He has an Israeli phone. Sulcha, are you recording this year? Sulcha?
מה הטלפון?
03
972
6171 000
זה לא אמרת?
07900 זה אחר כך כבר משהו. לפני שפוטה. לפני שפוטה. Yeah, I don't have them share enough. Start your video. I'm sorry for being late. I have no idea what time it is here. It's late. 3 hours. Mach mal etwas. Gerät klingt man?
Nein.
Etwas?
Ja, das normal.
שלום.
שלום להתחיל?
מתחילים, מחכים לך.
תסכן את הדוקות.
שיעור בנושא ספר מאור עיניים. הקש, 1. פריחרים בעברית. 2. טישים. 3. חומש ראשי בעברית. 4. שיחות בעברית. 5. שיחות באנגלית. 6. שיחות ביידיש. מחלקים להקליט בתוך שיחות באנגלית. בשיעור התקצוב, אנא הקליטו כותרת לשיעור זה. בסיומם הקישו על 5.
What are the obstacles to the Derech?
אינכם עוברים למצב המוצע מתחילת השיעור. כאשר אינכם מוכנים להתחיל בשיעור, הקישו על 5. אינכם עוברים כרגע בשידור. בסיום, מתחו את הקו.
Again, I'm sorry for late. חודש חמצי, ערב חמצי, פסולי. הבאלי שמשתתפים באנגלית, אבל פה זה צריך להיות עם שאלות.
בלי שאלות.
עם שאלות.
עם שאלות.
כן, אבל לא שאלות שמכשילות אותי, שאלות שעוזרות לי. בסדר? יש גם מכיר את ההבדל ביניהם. אנחנו פה, פרשת ישראל. פרשת ישראל מתחיל, מה השמיע שום הריבור, קריאס ים ספר מחומס המוליק. אז יש וורט מעבר זרוף הראשון, מה זה מילא קריאס ים ספר, אני מבין שצריכים לבוא.
It's English, no?
I'm English, I'm
No,
sorry.
does it have to be English?
English, what am I talking?
Hebrew.
I'm sorry, I have no, Hanish can live though. So I'm not from out the she can live. So one second, still get things straight here.
להדליק את המזגן?
משהו אוויר.
קצת, יש לי.
להדליק את המזגן, יש מזגן פה משהו. הנה הפספק, הרכים. It's supposed to be a good shit, it's taking so hard to start it off. How does that? I need a fan more than that. Not heat, not cold, just
cold, yeah?
not too cold, it's at 25.
Any drinks, Sadiq? Coffee, tea? כל המחוץ.
Aber es war still, okay, was in der Tür auf, sonst war still bekommen, okay, was in der Tür auf. Da kommen Lift, das.
Ja.
אז אנחנו תזכיר כל פעם, I forget where I am. So we're here, אחרי משכוח, coming with Chaim Tzvi, and Suli, and Ari, we hear about the Shir. Now in Parshas Yisro, the title is what are the obstacles to get into the Derech? So we have this week a very good startup. Rashi says, Ma Shmiya Shuma Ibu. What did bring Yisro to come to Klal Yisro? So it says Kriyas Yamsif and Mechumas Hamulik. So actually, if you're talking about Ibu, so what brings you to come? Kriyas Yamsuf or Mechumas Hamulik? Kriyas Yamsuf brings you to come to Klal Yisro. You see such a big miracle. He took out Eden from a place that nobody even dared to leave. Nobody could get you out of there. Because Baruch got out Goy mitoch Goy. Not only got them out there, but even the mentality of the Mitzrayim. He got Eden out of Mitzrayim and got the Mitzrayim out of the Eden. Which is a double header, heißt es back. So the Yitzias Mitzrayim, so Kriyas Yamsuf is enough. Why do you have to add on Mechumas Hamulik? The Shiurim said, the first several of bells, that he understood what is from coming from miracles alone. I'll wait another few days, I'll hear another few miracles from other people. But suddenly, miracles itself is not enough to be home. and be on your own. No, Ibu, Shuma, Shmiya, Shuma, the whole world heard about Kriyas Yamsuf. Okay, we accept God and God we trust. Put on all over, God. But what's the reason to come for? The reason that he came is Mechumen Samulik. He saw there are obstacles too. It's not only the God we trust, but how do I get along with those obstacles that I have in that God we trust? It's like now in Etzisur, everybody wants to understand how did the Rebbeinu do such a thing on the 7th of October. Every time a person has an obstacle, he always looks for blame. First one is blame his wife, the shviga, his neighbor, his friends, his himself. Keeps on blaming. At the end, he starts blaming God. I thought if they zoom, the bizmaret of Nenatku, the Hibschun de Pusik, Betilim, Al Hashem, Al Mashiachoi. He starts talking Al Hashem, Al Mashiachoi. You keep on talking Al Nenatku. There's no such thing, but he starts blaming the whole world, even on Natku too. And he starts blaming the Rebbeinu Shalom. So then he saw that this impression that I got from Kriyas Yamsuf is I'm going to lose it. So what's the way? I have to come here and sit with the Eden together. When you sit with the Eden together, the kashas go away. What happened now that he came sitting with Eden together? The Derech, the Busha teaches us, a person has to know what's the obstacle to recognize the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Once you see such a derech, that Kodesh Baruch Hu runs everything, so what are the obstacles that can get into my way to stop me and start blaming people? The obstacles is not that I didn't see until now. The obstacles that keep me back is I refuse I'm ready to let in the Ribbono Shel Olam as long as I can understand, as long as it makes sense to me. I'm ready to believe as long as the believing makes sense and the believing works for me. But when the understanding of the believing doesn't work, then I'm in trouble. Why? Because I have to decide that I don't understand Bechlal either. That means Tachlis HaYediyah L'das She'ein Yediyah. Kodesh Baruch Hu didn't give you knowledge in order that you should know. He gave you knowledge, which is the first symptom, starts off Chochmah, Bin Das, the first one is Chochmah, gave you the knowledge, but not the wisdom, not that you should become a wise guy, that you should be able to use your wisdom to understand that you don't understand. That's in Russian Kodesh, we call it Chochmus Koyach Ma. Koyach Ma means that you start understanding Ma, but actually what I understand, I don't understand. That means there are two ways to approach Ribbono Shel Olam. Without understanding at all, just believing, that doesn't keep too much time. As the first accident, the first obstacle on the way, you're off track. The second way is to understand and to believe, but then again, when it doesn't work for me, that's again an obstacle. But when I'm ready to go in, to live, that whatever I understood, the Baal Shem Tov Kodesh says, whatever I understood till now, I've been a chana and a gleib. I have to be a persi, I have to be like a stupid person, persi, yam, and kol guva. Then the mina will work in all stages, because what's keeping me back from connecting? Because I'm trying to understand, because I'm a human being. But I think that Nachman says, oy vavoy, if I would have a God that I understand him. That means at the end of the day, I have to understand that I can understand. But without understanding Bechlal, you're going to lose it very fast. With understanding itself, you're going to lose it again when you don't understand. But once you understand that you cannot understand, and you're ready to stand there when you don't understand, then you got all the obstacles out of the way. So I explained it what the Pusik says to Isi, Kaseh, oived, bakesh avdecha. David HaMelech asks in Sof Kapitel Kif Yid Tes, to isi kaseh oived, I'm going around just like in a lost sheep. And bakesh avdecha, I'm going to ask you, look for me. Start looking for me. So Stam you learn Pshat. I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't have a job. I'm lost. So I'm Chaz should not help you. I'm lost. I don't have a yeshir. I don't have a shidduch. I'm lost. So bakesh avdecha, she must have forgotten my address. Somebody deleted my contacts. Is bakesh avdecha, look me up. You see, I'm still around. But Abusha teaches us the problem is not bakesh avdecha. Why? It says in the Rebbe from the Blin says that there's a mitzvah in the Torah of Yireh Shamayim. Yireh Shamayim, where's Yireh Shamayim of the Ribbono Shel Olam? So we know the Kodesh Baruch Hu is Mekayim Kol HaMitzvahs. Every mitzvah he puts on tefillin, everything mitzvah, the Gemara says, all the Taryag mitzvahs, not like other kings, that they give you mitzvahs and they don't do it. The Baruch Hu gives you mitzvahs and he does it. So there's a mitzvah, Es Hashem Elokecha Tiro. So the Kodesh Baruch Hu is not afraid of anybody. What is he afraid of? Says the Rebbe from Blin, Kodesh Baruch Hu is afraid of that we might get lost. Kodesh Baruch Hu is afraid that I invested my whole investment of my atzmis, we'll call it, of the chelik l'kaim emal in you. Every yid is part of me, and that's so powerful that if that get lost, it hurts the bunch even more than it hurts the person that got lost. Why? So you can see it in a mushal, as we call it, in a paradigm they call it these days. And in a mushal that these days all the countries, the G7 are busy, that nobody should put his hands on the energy, the highest chemical energy, was that? Iran, was it Iran? Nuclear. No one should be able to put his hands on nuclear energy. Why? Because once he puts his hand on nuclear energy, God forbid, and he's not responsible. That means every Yid has nuclear energy from Ribbono Shel Olam, and if he messes up, he can mess up the whole world. Yisrael kashem Yordim ad letahom. That means they can mess up, and you can go back in history, all revolutions, all things that happened was usually Yid and back of that. They used the Yiddish cup, as we call it, and they turned over the whole world. But the Kodesh Baruch Hu mainly invested in this world in order to turn over the world, because the only one that can get to a minna, to understand, to believe, even when I understand, I have to believe, is only a Yid, because God can never get there. Why? Because the way a Goy was built is only till the Yadayim Yadei Eisov. But the connection to the Ribbono Shel Olam of Kol Yankiv, as we spoke 2 weeks ago, Achuchem Einov B'Roishay, even higher than the head, that only a Yid can get there. So once a Yid gets there and he does it not the right way, he messes up. We find the Gemara, we should always emphasize the Gemara. There were 4 people who went into Pardes. Pardes means to the greatest connection that they were able to be connected to the Ribbono Shel Olam, which is Masa Merkulim. It was a Kiva, Ben Zoyme, next to the name, and Ben Azai, and one more came out of Maidach, and from all the 4, only the Bekiva went in Beshulim and went out Beshulim. All the rest, or they died, or they got crazy, or Acha became an Apikoris altogether. So it's very dangerous. Kodesh Baruch Hu is afraid that you're going to take such a precious koyach and you're going to lose it. We say avot, avertel, as we say from the Kozen Samagd, we say by the Uvinim Alkaini, Hulam Keren Yisrael Amecho. We say the Ribbono Shel Olam, we know you invested here. but you want to take out from the investment profit. What's your profit? That not only I recognize and believe there's a Ribono Shel Olam, but I'll bring the whole B'yas Olam, all the Goyim should also believe. And then you took out your investment that you created this world. But Ribono Shel Olam have news for you. Forget about the profit, take out the investment that you put in, as long as there's still the keren. Huren keren is the vast of them, those nemen revach, לא מסתדר לך?
שזה לא לשכנע את הגויים, או כן לשכנע את הגויים?
עוד פעם, לא לשכנע את הגויים, אתה לא צריך לשכנע את עצמך. עוד פעם, אתה לא צריך ללכת לשכנע את אף אחד. אנחנו מדברים, we're talking here that you have to live the Ribono Shel Olam in such a way that you believe, not understanding, then you're just like a pole of Wi-Fi that the whole vicinity that is kasher, how do you call it?
All Agonim. I'm saying it's
all Agonim. That you are the ones that they chap that actually, when a goy hates you, you know why a goy hates you, says Rebusha? Because you were supposed to already, you have the Torah 3,300 years, and you had to bring me back to the bunch. Why don't you bring me back to the bunch? That's the reason why they're killing us. They don't know that that's the reason, but in the Tatakara, in the back, that is the reason why they're killing us. That means the sinner because you got that job, yalla, start doing that job. You get a job and you don't do it, then you see that that means a bunch of gave you what? Fired. That means, and here it's fired.
Everything is תוצאה, זה הכל תוצאה, שככל שאני מתנהג, זה תוצאה בשביל אחרים.
Exactly, you don't have to go hang yourself, put yourself on the YouTube, that everybody should see what you're talking about. That means you have, as long as it's not coming out, it's coming out of your inside, as you say in Yiddish in the Kishkis, it's part of you, then automatically wherever you go, you're shining, people understand it. So the Kozen Samaga said, I understand that you want that. But in the meantime, what's happening here, you're losing a lot of Yidden out there, and you want to take out profit, take out as much as you can the Yidden, and let's do the Gila Shleim, and let's be over with it. So there's a lot of truth in that verse. But we'll come back again. That means who was the only one that went in B'shulim and came out B'shulim was the Bakiva. What's protection the Bakiva had more? Now, the person thinks Navoidus Hashem is the problem that Bakash Avdech. He thinks the Ribono Shel Olam forgot him. That's not the problem. Because Boch is standing and waiting for every Yid more than you want to be. You want the Shefa, because Boch wants to give you the Shefa. But what is the problem? You think you can get along alone. You think that you are you guard yourself. You think that you can do the things right, and you're not asking for help. We always say in helping a person, you can help a person when he asks for help. If a person doesn't ask for help, I just can't help him. That means in order that I should ask for help, I have to recognize that I need help. But as long as I don't know that I need help, then I become a mezgua, and mezgua means an arrogant person. Gava we find ein ani v'hi yechoin luda b'muda echad. We cannot be in the same place. Actually, you're pushing away the help that the Ribono Shel Olam wants to give you. You're pushing away b'shtei yadayim when you're not recognizing your helplessness. So we say by davening, Refraini Hashem v'nei rufai. If it says Refraini, Ribono Shel Olam, give me a refir. Memele v'nei rufai. What do I have to say twice? Refraini Hashem, give me a refir. V'nei rufai, and you're going to heal me. Now, Refraini means first give into my mind that I need a refir. That means I cannot get to a minute even by myself. I need the Ribono Shel Olam to help me to get to a minute.
So to understand that I need a refir, this is only the way to daven.
I'll get to everything. First problem is when I understand, I'm off track. When I start to understand, to get to a min, I have to get to not understanding. As the Baal Shem Tov says, after I understand everything I understand, I go over to believing just like a plain person, stupid person, passive. Then I can ask Ribbono Shel Olam, I need you to help me that I cannot understand. But there's no way a person can get there not to understand, only that Kodesh Baruch Hu will help him to that. The Chiddush of the Bush is that Kodesh Baruch Hu not only helps you to understand, he also needs to help you not to understand. To understand you don't understand in order to go, and also give you the min, everything. Because the Sheshiva came once to Busha, and the Sheshiva came once to Busha, and what should the Rashes? Sucha was the Rash Sucha. Once came into what was it? Amishum Tzatzer Lazarus. Came into Busha Sheshiva once, that and the Busha asked him, how are things going with the yeshiva? Baruch Hashem, the B'Shaf helped. How are things going with money-wise? Baruch Hashem, B'Shaf helped. Everything that he asked him, B'Shaf is helping. Busha says, B'Shaf is helping you, he ain't helping me. What? He's not helping you? No, he's doing everything for me. That means in order I should know that I'm not here b'chlal, and he's doing everything, we need the Ribbono Shel Olam to do that for me too.
And how we came to the...
So the only help that he helps me is actually to help me to know that I'm not doing anything he's doing. So what's the way that Kodesh Baruch Hu can help me that I should know that I'm not doing anything?
And what's the way to come to this place?
That's what I'm saying. We need help.
And ask for it.
No, he helps us without asking. He helps us all the time. How? Through our helplessness. He created us, bedafke from day one, a helpless creature. Even when you're a child, you're a helpless creature. Which from one side you're a helpless creature, but the most happiest in the world is a child, when he's helpless. And that helplessness attaches him to the mother the mostly, because once he's not helpless, he detaches from his mother. And automatically his mother is very, very, very hurt that suddenly the child got married, is not calling anymore. Why? How did he was so attached to me? Why did he leave me? That's actually the way we have to feel to Ribbono Shel Olam, being attached all the time. So being attached, I cannot be attached only when I feel myself helpless. And I know that without the Ribbono Shel Olam I cannot get there. Even to feel myself helpless, he created the world in such a way, and he planned it, he programmed in such a way that you're always bounded in what you think, and what you talk, and what you're doing. You can never accomplish everything in talking, you can never accomplish everything in talking, you can never accomplish anything in thinking. As I told you before, I prepared what to say, and I forgot the zettel in the Heim. Schön geendigt. So someone else will say this drush, you should know it's my drush. That means you'll always, if you don't find that weak spot, you should know you're off track, because there is a weak spot. If for any, that means the Ribbono Shel Olam help me to oivet. I should know, I should recognize it, that I'm in a matziv of lost. A lot of people are sometimes lost and not ready to recognize that they're lost. That means that itself, that I recognize that I'm lost, that is the help. The Bush used to say, Yitzur shel udam is gabul of b'chol yom. Chazal say, the Yitzhar of a person gets stronger every day. Elamula Kodesh Baruch Hu Aizor, if a Kodesh Baruch Hu won't help him, lo yichalo, you won't be able to go against the Yitzhar. But the Bush says it goes both ways. It goes, Yitzhar shel udam is gabul b'chol yom. Elamula Kodesh Baruch Hu Aizor. If he doesn't help you, lo yichalo. But it goes all the way around. Lo yichalo, you won't be able to get HaKadosh Baruch Hu Aizor only through Yitzhar shel udam is gabul. That he also helps you that he gives you the Yetzer should be Mizgaber, but not that you should fall with the Yetzer in talking and in doing, but in the Machshuvah, it should give you that feeling of helplessness, of vulnerability, they call it these days, not in order to get you nervous, because when a person meets his vulnerability, he meets his helplessness, it starts hurting him. Why is it hurting him? Because he sees he's lost. He cannot help himself. But the vulnerability, the Bush used to say, the vulnerability brings a person to one of three matzura. One, which is two, which is the gava. The gava brings you into chaos or to atzvis. And the third way is hachnua. Hachnua, to know that actually the tu'isi kaseh oivet HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving it to me. Nobody is giving it to me. That's the way he's talking to me. That means the obstacles that are there is the Rebbeinu Shalom. I cannot meet the Rebbeinu Shalom only in the obstacles. There's no other way to what happens by obstacle. I get a pain that it hurts me. But instead of getting lost, it's hurt, I should know that is a connection. So I say a mush, just like a person gets a phone call and it rings. So you can get angry at the bell and break it. Or he understands the answer that somebody's talking to me. So I pick up the phone, Kol doidi doifik, pischeli. So one person is knocking on the door, Kol doidi doifik. He knocks very slightly. If your answer is good, and now he starts banging on the door. So when things start off in machshuvah, they start off very slightly. The more you're not listening, the more it has to start banging. So suddenly you speak stupid things, and suddenly you took upon yourself something to do, and you can't fulfill it. So then you get all the way lost together. A person has an appointment, he has to get somewhere, and there's traffic in there. But as long as I'm blaming someone for the traffic, as long as I'm blaming anyone for the traffic, and I get lost from that, I blame myself that I get lost in that traffic, then I lost two things. I lost my connection to the Ribbono Shel Olam, and I lost myself. That's even worse than that. That means as long as I'm connected. And what is a human being? A human being is actually connected. That means in those minutes that things go wrong, as long as you're connected, then the same Ribbono Shel Olam that gave you the helplessness wants to actually give you something more that you can get, but you cannot get it since you don't have the kailim, you don't have the kailim, you don't have the tools, is nicht richtig, tools is kailim, you don't have the capacity. You don't have the capacity to accept it. How does a person give the capacity to accept it? There's a Gemara that says, Loi ke midas busa v'dam, midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Busa v'dam, when I want to give you something, give me an empty kaila, and I'll put in something. Midas HaKadosh busa v'dam, raikon, machzik, if it's an empty glass, I can fill it up for you. Mula eina machzik, but if you give me a full glass, I can't put anything in there. Midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu is just the opposite. Mule machzik, reikon eina machzik. How do you know that? I have a pusik. Chol chacham lev nasati chachmu. If you're chacham lev, I can give you chachmu. So that means in order to get chachmu, I have to be empty. What do I fill it up with? In order it should be full, and you should be able to give me chachmu. Understand the question?
For an empty person, you can give the chachma, but if someone is full already, why
you can give a chachma. But what the smart person, what did he fill it up? What's the chachma l'shoina? Where did he get that to get that chachma? So the Yisraboisim answers on that question. There's another Harei ani lefanechu kechli mulei bishu echlimu. The more bisha that you have, and the more you feel that the people are banging you down, you can't trust anybody, and you can't trust yourself, and you see you're lost, then I can give you my chachma, because you know you're not going to do anything with that chachma without going by my rules. You'll always go according to my rule. My rules are the Torah, my rules are the mitzvahs. So then when I give you this chokhmah and you're going to use it against me, so then I can't give it to you. So how do I know if you're ready to accept me without going against me? When you get lost, that is actually the test that I can see that you're with me or without me. Every test that I give you is actually to bring you to a higher level. But I can't get to the higher level without testing. Just say in the army, first they give you a profile. Then you want to get to the next profile. You want to get to the next stage in the army. You want to go up command or whatever it is. You have to go through all kinds of tests. And then every test that you go through, we can give you the next level. One of the highest levels in tzava, in the army, is that they put you into a bus. It's closed up all the windows yourself with another 6 shlabes, as we call it, and they have your task is you're not supposed to tell them what your name is and who sent you here, who told you to go. And who sent you here? As long as you're ready to, as long as you're ready to go, you have to go through these 2 tasks. You keep them there a week time, and these chaver nicht kein chokhmah to go through interrogation, but these chaver it's not pushing. But if you went through those few days and didn't tell them who you are and who sent you, then you can go through. That's actually the bunch wants to do with you too. He wants you to, you should say who you are. If you say who you are, you can't go further. As long as you say you don't know who you are, you don't know who sent you here, then I can give you to the next level, because I'm giving such information that you'll be able to get. I'm sure that this information you're not going to give it out, because you're not to say who I am. That's the essential part of the person. Sons of once came out to the outside room and met one of the gaboom. He told him, "Who are you?" Looked, "I'm Yankel." "Yankel? Which Yankel are you?" He thought something happened to the Rebbe. He told him, "I'm the son of Moshe." "You're the son of Moshe, Yankel? Which Moshe? Which Yankel?" "So I'm here and he got over 15 years by the Rebbe." "Yankel, Moshe, Gabel." It was going on for 15 minutes. Till the guy chaps himself exactly what the Son Zuf says. He says, "Son Zuf, I'm sorry, I don't know who I am." "Dear, it's you? Why did you tell me before that it's you?" And the Kodesh Baruch is waiting that you should come as much as you recognize me. And that's as much as you know who I am. But at the end of the day, you should know that you don't know you don't know who I am, you don't know who you are either.
Why go through so much pain?
Right? The pain is not from him. The pain is from me, that I'm not ready to surrender, that I really don't know. That's the Chiddush of the Busha. We understand, I'm sorry, but they brought you up in the yeshivas, they brought you up, if you're going to finish, if you're going to finish this Masechta, that Masechta, that Masechta, that Masechta, you're going to get it. How does someone say? Why didn't I get it? You didn't get to the end yet. But here, just the opposite way around. The Baruch wants to give it to you before you need it. But first you have to decide, I can't give you this nuclear, how do you call it? Energy as when I'm not sure that you're trustful to me. So why did Rebbe Akiva get this nuclear energy? Because Rebbe Akiva was 40 years on Amunetz. And he knew good and well that he didn't get this nuclear energy. Something opened up his mind after 40 years and suddenly understand things because I know exactly what I did 40 years. And suddenly in the next 40 years, we have one Rebbe Akiva, Siyotze Nishmusa Be'echad, where we keep ourselves off from this chiz. So we used to say the first 40 years of Rebbe Akiva that actually rescued him, that he should be able to go into the Pardes B'Shulim and go out to the Pardes B'Shulim. The other three that went in there, they started understanding already. And that's when they lost it. That means the Ezra that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving me, we're asking Ribbono Shel Olam to isi kaseh oivid. Ribbono Shel Olam, help me that I should know that I'm lost. My biggest mistake to isi and tes is that to isi that I'm lost. As long as I don't know that I'm lost, I'll be always busy bakish avdecha, but it's not true. Ribbono Shel Olam wants me more than I want myself. There's no one else that cares for me more than Ribbono Shel Olam himself. So once you're going to live that Ribbono Shel Olam is the one that's caring for you more than living yourself, that is the obstacle. That's what we say here, Vayishma Yisrael. Ma Shmiya Shuma Ibu. Why did he come? He heard the biggest obstacle is Amulik. What is Amulik? Amulik, we say, is a gematria. It's 240. 240 is Rom, and 240 is Sufik. Rom is arrogance, it's Gava, and Sufik is Sufik for English. Doubts, yes, Spikers, everyone knows what that means. But no, Yish, Busha says, comes from Gava. That means the Gava, Rom, brings the person either to Efkaris, as we said before, or to depression. That the Gava, I'm trying to keep on, I can't do it, I'll take loans and I'll scream at people and I'll get whatever I want. That's Gava.
You get more and more pain.
You get more and more pain. But you're going to start blaming more and more people and get more and more wild till you become, how do you call it, in the Shigas, you become psycho, whatever, I got the names, yeah? That means every one of us have a little bit of everything. The question is, as long as I'm going with the system and I give achnua, I can make it through. The problem is when I start getting wild, and then I'm damaging not only my surrounding, I'm damaging myself at the end of the day. That means, the more as mariva that I understand that it comes to help me, that I should be able to help me, then suvi, I'm so full, satisfied. Why? Because the biggest satisfaction is that I can be with the Ribbono Shel Olam. But I can only be with the Ribbono Shel Olam as long as I see, as long as I agree and see my helplessness. But when I'm not, that means that is the biggest simcha. Why? Because with the Ribbono Shel Olam, there's the ois, there's the strongness, and there's the chadol, there's the simcha. So what is Amulik trying to get me all the time to push me around? Number two is Sufik. If I understand already this whole shir, very nice, Sפינקא, I understood what you're talking about, I have to think about it. You're not the only one out there that's talking about avodas Hashem. That means he tries to bring you doubts that maybe there's, as I said, there's Kohen Gadol after Yom Kippur, he had one tefillah, Lo Yikunis, Tfilis, Oivrei, Druchim. So I want to explain what this tefillah from Oivrei, Druchim, where everyone's busy, how can they get in? So I say, Chshivas from Ayid, there's no problem of rain, it can go into the Kohen Gadol. I was thinking very simple, what are the Kohen Gadol Lo Yom Kippur? Achas, v'shtayim, achas v'shuz, everything is achas. Sheva, everything come back to the achas. But to take the surah l'Hashem, surah l'Azuz, all to get you into your hand, without a surah l'Azuz, there's no surah l'Hashem, you hear? Without surah l'Azuz, that's the gift, you won't let the surah l'Hashem dominate you. But in order to dominate you, I need the surah. That means that was actually the whole derech that the Kohen Gadol gave us on Yom Kippur, and the Torah gives Yom Kippur. You should be like a malach. That is not. There's no materialism. There's only a Ribbono Shel Olam. But I have a problem with that. This is a derech. But there are a lot of druchim out there. So they call it shortcuts, or they call it generic, they call it these days. Yeah, there's a lot of generic out there. Shlikunis tfilas is lashon shel chibur, to be connected. Oy v'duchim. A lot of people just change rabbis every day and change systems every day and change the direction, change the and they think they do the cosmetics and never ready to change themselves inside. And so that's the tefillah they ask him, it should stay there. But the main thing is Chulun Samulik. Chulun Samulik, so the only terror is boo. We have to sit together once a week. That's what we're doing here every Sunday. It's supposed to be 8 o'clock Israel time, but it's very chushav for me. I have here a call that I can speak English. My English is not so perfect, but I can give out the gedank in English. And number 2, I cannot get there without you, and you cannot get there without me. The Buddha explains why. You have your failures, I have my failures. He has his failures, he has his failures. But nobody was created with the same failure. Everyone has the things that he's successful in, and everyone has his loopholes where he falls. But I can help you, your loopholes, because it's not my loopholes, but I know what I do in my loopholes, so I can tell you to do it in your loopholes. That means I can talk about your loopholes without getting into emotional disturb from that. But I cannot talk with you about my loopholes, because then I'll get emotional disturbed and you're not going to help me, you're going to ruin me. But we can all together speak about the emotional turmoil from my side, but you're going to get it in yours, and he's going to get it in his. That's made, it has to be ibu. And that's one of the things that the Yitzhahara is trying to fight, which the Baal Shem Tov Kodesh made. There shouldn't be any achdus, and that's the door we're in now. Any questions?
That means the person need to understand it is eine idea, yeah? When I ask him who I am, he has to. The person need to understand the eine idea who is there.
L'moed l'shoinchu loima eine idea. Our problem is we're not ready to say I don't know.
Because when I say I
There's
don't know,
a famous story. Psad Yagum was going in the street, and they stopped him. Where are you going to? And the king stopped him. Where are you going to? He says, you don't know. He put him into jail. It was Mezalzel in the Melech. He got to into investigation. Is it in the court? Is it true? You told the king that you don't know where you're going? Well, you went through Mavazaz on the king. So, do you have anything to answer? He said, yes. He asked me where I'm going. I was on my way to shul, but I ended up in jail. So here I don't know where I'm going. I mean, the problem is to live the hoiva. We're always running away from the hoiva to the future. But as long as the minute I understand that I don't understand, so I cannot answer anything what's going to be next minute.
because then I get connected to the I
want to,
when I don't understand.
I'm sure, but I'm going there, I'm not sure.
Bakish Avdech is what the result, it's a schara.
What?
In the end.
Bakish Avdech, at the end of the day,
and then what happens?
again, the question is, what is the bakusha? The bakusha is to hisik say oivel bakish Avdech. But once the Melech says, once I'll get to hisik say oivel, I have no problem. Then it's bakish Avdech.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. That's all the way. It's all the way there. It's all the way looking for us more than we're looking for him. Questions? So we'll see you next week, Monday. Next week, Sunday, I hope. At 8 o'clock is the time. Kol tish koich sucha. Cut these things off.
Ne?
The mask.
Ne?
Okay.